And I would like to thank Christy Cleveland, Henry Mullet, and Dottie Beebe for all their heartfelt work. And if I may, I would like to take a moment to introduce and thank the behind the scenes folks that work really, really hard to make all this possible. Val Rosado and Kristen Hughes. If they would both please wave. I'm going to give you a second. If everybody can see them. These voices. Thank you. And of course, I want to thank the entire rap team and its fearless leader, Val Conde, and music director, Kit Tatum, who worked to bring such wonderful speakers and wonderful music. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now's the time for announcements, and I will start with a few. First, of course, please remain muted during the service, except unless you're called upon to speak. A reminder that the service is being recorded, although we do not record at the time of sharing joys and concerns, nor at the discussion period with Diane immediately following the service. And if you've missed any of the past services or you'd like to share them with some friends, I suggest you find us on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. I find it by going to YouTube and typing in search. I type in UUCLC office. That's how I do it. But there are directions in the weekly bulletin and in the communicator to show you how to do this. And it's kind of cool that we're on YouTube. Speaking of the weekly bulletin and the communicator, please check it all out, all the activities that we're bringing to you via Zoom. And if there's anything you would like to join, you know, pop in and we will, you'll be glad that you did. There's dingings going on, so I'm, today would be a great time also, I'm still on announcements. Today would be a great time to contribute to UUCLC. You can donate from the link in the chat box or go to the website. We'll also bring you more information later on in the service on how to make a donation or a contribution. Does anyone have any announcements? I know Janine had an announcement. I'm not on gallery view. So is Janine here?
Yeah.
Janine, there, you had an announcement.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, last Thursday night was the Interfaith Lake County Sacred Story program. And we had about 40 people who signed in for that Zoom program, and about a third of them were from UUCLC. And I just wanted to thank everybody for their support of interfaith and their support of me. I was one of the storytellers, so it was that you all guys came in. Thank you.
I know you're a great storyteller. Are there any more announcements? Anyone? Is my team looking for hands up?
I don't see any, Susie.
Thank you, Henry. Okay. I'm bringing back the following opening words. They were part of a service, I believe, back in April when COVID-19 reared its ugly head and our lives changed. Not only now has it risen with vengeance, but in 2 days is the election that we have been waiting for 4 years as we fight for the soul of this nation. We're weary, we're anxious, and we are tired. We who gather here in this tender and anxious and confusing time, we have been awash in a sea of information and misinformation and disinformation. And this information that we seek is simply so that we can make wise decisions about how we respond. And then learn how we hold one another when we can't hold one another. And decide how we can be when we can't be together. What is this we face? How do we best respond? And why is this happening? The why, the why, the why. And why do those who suffer most, always suffer most from what we now face? Why? And what can we do for those who are most at risk, the most vulnerable all the time? And now again. And how do we respond? And how do we hold one another when we can't hold one another? And how do we stay together and stick together and worship together when we can't be together? Yet we are. Here we are. We are here together. I love that. Sorry. Whoop, no him there. Welcome again. Welcome and greeting. If God is your strength and companion, and prayer the means of centering, there is room for you here. If the teachings of Buddha give you clarity in the midst of human striving, there is room for you here. If Gaia's seasonal rhythms lead you best through the myriad steps of life's great dance, there is room for you here. If the still, mysterious capacity and the power of the mind stirs your imagination and quickens your pulse, there is room for you here. Rest now beside that spring, wherever it is for you, and let your attention go to the small places inside or out in the great wild world. Places or people in need of healing, or for which your heart is filled with thanksgiving. And in that spirit, all are welcome here. Kitties and dogs. I hope everybody's in now. I'm hearing so many dings as they're entering. I would like to welcome, any first-time visitors or frequent visitors who haven't quite built up the courage to speak up, to introduce yourselves. Also those who have been, who are returning from an absence. Please raise your hand or use the little hand icon, and someone will call on you and ask you to unmute yourself, or if you wish, you can use the chat box to say hello. Do we have any visitors here this morning? Come on, if you're visiting, raise your hand. No, you don't have to. So
I don't-
visitors?
Yes.
Okay. If you're a visitor and you would like to get on our mailing list, please, in the chat box, you can leave your email or you can call the office on your telephone if you don't want to share the email here, and we'll put you on the list and you will get our bulletins every week and our communicator. Well, now I would like to introduce or welcome. I'm not really introducing him yet. My friend, Sensei Shogun Jim Gordon. Jim and his wife, Kathy, and I have been friends for over 40 years. My two sons and their two sons, Jimmy and Dylan, played together. And to this day, Kathy is my soul sister. We lost touch when they moved back to Huntsville, Alabama, where Jim, as an optical physicist, I'm sure I don't have that title right, in the defense industry, worked on what became Star Wars. With the wonders of Facebook, we connected again several years ago. And I was just thrilled to learn that Jim had become an ordained Zen priest and is the founder of Green Mountain Zen Center in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm using this picture today quickly. I know I'm getting personal. Picture I took of the Gulf Coast at sundown when Jim and Kathy a couple of years ago took me on vacation. So this is beautiful. Whoop. Am I right on? It is time to light our chalice. I miss our beautiful chalice. I know you all do at church. If you don't have a chalice, a candle will do. I have a candle. I hope I can, got a little teary-eyed, do this without burning myself. It's gonna go out.
Rise up, O flame, thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, rise up, O flame, thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, like flame, thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
One of the old ones stood up in the morning light and spoke to those who had come back to the river. Now we have come again to this place. It is a good thing. My life apart from you is not as strong. Yes, I have danced and I have told stories at my own fire, and I have sung to all the 6 directions. But when I am with you, my friends, I know better who it is in me that sings. Barbara Piscon. Now is the time to share our joys and concerns.